Welcome to our hairdressing and barbering Level 2 Health and Safety course. Topic 3, Hazards and Risk. Introduction. Health and safety legislation states that you have a responsibility for everyone in the workplace. It describes what you must do to make sure that 1. Your own actions do not create any health and safety hazards. 2. You do not ignore the hazards that present risks in your workplace. 3. You take sensible action to put things right, including reporting situations which pose a danger to other people in your workplace and seeking advice. It is very important that you understand the terms hazard, risk and control. The Health and Safety Executive is the body appointed to support and enforce health and safety law. They have defined these terms in the following way. 1. Hazard. A hazard is something with potential to cause harm. 2. Risk. A risk is the likelihood of the hazard's potential being realized. 3. Control. The means by which risks identified are eliminated or reduced to acceptable levels. Almost anything may be a hazard, but may, or may not, become a risk. Examples of hazards which present the highest risks in a hairdressing salon or barber's shop could be things like 1. A trailing lead from a piece of equipment, say a handheld blow dryer, is a hazard. If it trails across a walking route through the salon, there is a high risk of someone tripping over it. However, if it lies along a wall, out of the way, the risk is removed. 2. A box of heavy products is a hazard. It presents a higher risk to someone who lifts it incorrectly, rather than someone who uses the correct manual handling techniques. 3. Poisonous or flammable chemicals are hazards and present a high risk. However, if they are kept in a properly designed secure store and handled by properly trained and equipped people, the risk is much less than if they are left about for anyone to use. Identify hazards and evaluate the risks in your workplace. So what does it mean? You need to be able to do the following whilst you work. 1. You must follow the instructions that you received during training for your job. 2. Be able to spot hazards in your work and take appropriate corrective action. 3. Be able to work at the level of risk when you spot those hazards. 4. Know who to tell, or report things to. Reduce risks to health and safety in your workplace. So what does it mean? You need to be able to do the following whilst you work. 1. Work safely, by following manufacturer, supplier and your trainer's instructions. 2. Wear appropriate clothing and personal protective equipment to protect yourself while working. 3. Follow environmentally safe working practices. 4. Make sure that your behavior and work methods do not endanger others. Employers carry out formal safety checks to identify safety risks in the workplace. But you should also carry out checks for yourself every time you start a job. There are 3 main steps for checking safety. Step 1. Look for the hazards. Look for things that can cause harm or areas where accidents are more likely to happen. Step 2. Think about the type of hazard it is. Why is it dangerous? What sort of injury could it cause? Step 3. Think about what can be done to reduce the risk. Can you deal with it yourself, or is it safer to report it to someone else? Well done. You have now completed the assessment. In this session you covered the following aspects of health and safety. 1. Hazards. 2. Risks. 3. Controlling risks in the workplace.